Hello, my little yarnivores and spiderettes, Fiber Spider back again to announce the start of my book club. And, well, it's our book club, it's all of us. And last month, for Thanksgiving, I made an announcement, which was more of like a putting it out there kind of idea as far as having a YouTube book club. And the response put roses in my cheeks. I was so pleased that so many of you were interested. I think it's great. And so I took all of your suggestions, titles, authors, genres, I took all of that into consideration. And I made a list, and then I picked out some from the list, and this is where you get to vote. And I wanted it to be, varied in genre and so forth, so that everybody has a fair shake, okay? So I'm going to backtrack just a little bit. For those of you that didn't see the Thanksgiving video where I announced this idea, basically, for those of you that have been following my channel, I love to do audiobook narrations. Now, problem with that is I can only do older classic material that's within the public domain, so to avoid copyright infringement. Of course, naturally, I don't want to do that. So there are so many books that I would love to talk to you about and share with and all that good stuff, but I can't read them aloud. So that's where I came up with the idea of doing a book club, so that I can read the books on my own, and then we can discuss them together. I'm not actually going to be reading them on camera. No, can't do that. But through a chapter by chapter process, I'll give my, insights, my opinions, my ideas, and then I want to hear from you. All of you, I want to hear your opinions and what you think about this character and where do you think this is going, and, so that we can discuss, because I know that a lot of you are just as much into books as I am. But getting to a book club at a certain time in a certain place is really difficult, and I totally respect that. So this way, you can jump in anytime you want, as far as, joining the conversation, so you're not restricted to a certain time in a certain place. You can pop in whenever you like. Even if it's, a year from now, if I'm still doing this, you can be like, oh, you did that book last year? Well, I'm on chapter number 3, and then you can read what other people think. Now, that way, it's for everybody. Everybody can join in, and I think that that's a great thing, that we can all do together. Now, as far as, the ground rules that I had sort of set up was, please, no nonfiction. It's a bit dry for a book discussion. And 2, keep it tasteful, and your suggestions, I really think, were very good. I wrote down quite a few of them, let me tell you. As far as the other ground rule, okay, the videos that I'm going to be doing are going to be probably on a chapter by chapter basis. So the first video would be chapter 1 of the first book we choose. Now, if you want to read ahead, by all means, go ahead. But in the comments below, when we're discussing, don't discuss chapter 2. If we're on video 1 for chapter 1, only talk about chapter 1. No spoilers, please. Have respect for everybody else, and then everything will be hunky-dory. I really believe in respecting other people and to not give spoilers and to respect everybody else's opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, of course, your opinion may be the right one, but, respect everybody's opinion. I think that's very important. So, now we're going to get into the actual titles. Okay, so like I said, I tried to have a nice range of different genres so that, everybody gets a chance. And you get to vote once. In the comment section down below of this video, you get to vote once to make it fair. And whichever book gets the most votes, we're going to start this in January of 2018. We're going to start, and I'm going to, tally up the votes and whatnot at the end of December, and that will determine what book we're going to start for January, okay? And if any of these books really don't, appeal to you, that's fine, because, after that book is done, we'll take new suggestions and, we'll go through the same process again if it works. This is a dry run for me, so please bear with me. All right, so first book was The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. And that apparently is a psychological thriller. Now, I haven't seen the movie, I haven't read the book, so I really don't know really much about it. I read a description on Wikipedia, and I Googled all these titles, and you can too. So you can find out, before you vote, you can find out, does this sound appealing to me or not? So, The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. So we've got a psychological thriller. Then the next one, it's a bit older, but there's a new movie for it, so I figured I'll put it in. Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. Now, of course, that is a murder mystery, I have read this one, but I think I was maybe a young teenager. So we're talking like over 20 years ago that I read this, so I honestly don't remember. So, that being said, it'll be a surprise to me too. My memory's not that good. So, next one is Water for Elephants by Sara Gruen, Gruen, Gruen. I'm going to put all the titles and authors in the description so that you will know the spelling. So, Water for Elephants by Sara Gruen, and that is a historical fiction / romance. I hope it's tasteful. So that also, I know, is also a movie. I haven't seen it. I've heard good things. My mom read it. She liked it. If that's, any indication, I don't know. But, so we're going through the genres here. Next is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. And it's a science fiction, utopia versus dystopia kind of genre. Personally, I love science fiction, and to me it sounds interesting. I know that science fiction is certainly not everybody's cup of tea. I think that that's going to be my vote, to be perfectly honest. I don't know yet. So that's, Ready Player One, sort of a science fiction-y type book. Then last but not least, we have Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. Now, I love Neil Gaiman. I've read so many of his books, but I haven't read this one. And it is a fantasy book with a bit of dark humor in there. In fact, I think it's also called Good Omens, Bad Omens. So, that's another alternative. So we have psychological thriller, we've got mystery, we've got historical fiction and romance, we've got science fiction with a utopian and dystopian theme, and we have fantasy, humorous fantasy. So I really tried to go across the board as far as genres were concerned, because, some people like certain things more than others, and I want to be fair. I totally want to be fair with you guys, because you've been very fair with me, throughout this whole YouTube experience. So, and I really think that this could be quite something neat. So like I said, I'm going to put down all of these titles and authors in the description box down below, and that way you can look them up, and based on the information, you can decide which one you want to vote for. And like I said, one vote, just one vote. And at the end of December, I will decide, based on, I'm not deciding, but I will find which has the most votes, and whichever one does, we'll start reading it. And it's not going to be on a set time frame schedule as far as, okay, you have to finish chapter 1 in a week. No, it's, you can read ahead as much as you want to. No questions asked, no problem. But when I'm discussing that chapter, please, in the comment section, no spoilers. Don't go ahead with the comments and be like, oh, well, in chapter 5, this happened. Please don't do that. That's the only thing that I really I would really appreciate it if everybody respects everybody else, because that will, help everybody feel like it's a welcome, safe space for discussion. Okay? So, let's get started. Let's do this. Let's make this great, because I really think that this could be fun, and I want this to be a very inclusive experience for everybody. If this works, this will be another bunch of series for us, so that we can do this as well as my tutorials in knitting and crocheting and crafting and the audiobook narrations. And I have a lot of fun doing those. I just thought that this would be a great way for us to build more on our sense of community in YouTube so that we can do something together. A lot of feedback, a lot of communication, discussion, because a lot of you I know, don't get a chance to go out much. And I don't go out much. I work and I do this. Keeping in touch with people and communicating with people, it's almost a dying art. And I think that this would be a neat thing for all of us to do together. So, with that being said, go through the list in the description box and pick something out, make your vote, make it count, and, at the end of December, we'll see who the winner is, and then we will get started, all right? So listen, I hope you have a great day, and, I hope that you're perhaps stitching up something neat or reading something neat. And also, like I said before, if none of these titles appeal to you, not on this video, but on a future video, I will be taking suggestions for, future book suggestions, and, we will compile that with my previous list, and that way, everybody has a chance, everybody. And that's what this is all about. All right? So listen, I hope you have a great, great, great day. And until next time, I want you guys to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, and stay stitching as well as reading. I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.